Welcome. I wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you today about anxiety disorders and the best way to treat them. Usually, when people first come to see me, whether right after a panic attack or as a result of experiencing prolonged levels of anxiety, the first thing I do is to rule out a medical condition. If you suffer from high blood pressure, if you have any underlying medical condition, some of it may present itself as anxiety disorder. So first and foremost, I would encourage you to make sure that you're healthy. Then we want to look from the bottom up. When I say let's evaluate you from the bottom up, I look first at your sleeping and eating patterns. Lack of sleep, too much caffeine, and what we eat will have an impact on our anxiety levels. So we usually do a pretty extensive evaluation of functioning. And you will be surprised how many people do not have regular sleep patterns or do not have nutritious regular meals throughout the days. And all of those will impact how you feel. So let's get to the core of this presentation. What do I mean by the paradox in treating anxiety disorder? Over the years, I've seen a growing number of clients who describe to me that when they feel anxious, they try to distract themselves, they try to think about something else, and ultimately avoid the anxiety. Usually, those attempts are accompanied by significant feelings of guilt and shame that they have anxiety to begin with. So just to get the record straight, anxiety is a very healthy and natural feeling that we all need to have to some degree in order to motivate us to get things done. The problem and what we get us in trouble is if we have too much of it or that we have limited resources to deal with it. What I want to tell you that the idea of avoiding anxiety, minimizing it, or distracting yourself is not going to get you to get rid of it. The paradox is that in order to reduce anxiety, you really need to run towards it. I want you to look at that as an analogy to the ocean. If you go to the beach and there is a big wave that you try to avoid, the wave might swallow you up, like anxiety. But if you dive with the wave, if you run towards it, you will be able to synchronize with it and almost be one with it. The idea behind it is that we need to accept that anxiety is going to be there. We are not trying to make it disappear. We are trying to let it come, almost like welcome it, like a soothing wave that you know is about to hit you. The moment I stop resisting, as a byproduct, then the anxiety will go down. So the paradox is we are not trying to eliminate, we are not trying to avoid, we're actually trying to run towards it. And that's kind of in the foundation of mindfulness. I want you to observe, here I have those disturbing thoughts. Or here my body function is very heightened. And just observe the anxiety that it's there, accept that it's there. The idea is not to minimize it or not to reduce it, just go with it. I hope that this will give you a glimpse of appropriate ways to deal with anxiety. This video by any means is not a substitute to therapy with a licensed provider. Thanks for listening.